Do you remember the first time you looked down a microscope? You might have looked at the anatomy of a bug, or the cells of a plant, or even the crystals in a rock. A wonderful thing happens when you look down a microscope. The inner workings of nature are revealed, but it wasn't always considered this way. In the early 1800s, William Nicol invented the polarizing microscope. By cutting rocks into thin slices, minerals could be literally seen in a new light. But it took time for geologists to catch on to Nicol's idea. "I cannot see what use these slides can be to a field man. I don't believe in looking at a mountain through a microscope," said Andrew Ramsay, a respected field geologist. Henry Clifton Sorby didn't see it that way, however. "I argue that there is no necessary connection between the size of an object and the value of the fact, and that, though the objects I describe are minute, the conclusions to be derived from the facts are great." Henry Sorby is now considered to be the pioneer of petrography, the detailed study of the composition and properties of rocks. Nowadays, we can look at rocks and minerals in ways Sorby could not even imagine. During my PhD, I have been able to use a number of microscopes and microanalytical techniques in order to investigate mountains by looking at rocks I have collected in the Himalayas. Using a polarizing microscope, like the one invented by William Nicol, I have identified the minerals that make up the rocks based on how light interacts with the minerals as it shines through the microscope. Using a scanning electron microscope, I've utilised the phenomenon of cathodoluminescence to investigate the internal structure of the mineral kyanite, revealing complex variations within the crystal. And by using the microanalytical technique known as laser ablation (ICP-MS), I have analysed how the chemistry of kyanite varies across the grain, something which we know very little about. Combining all these micro techniques has allowed a deeper understanding of how and when mountain ranges form. So while Andrew Ramsay didn't believe that you can look at a mountain through a microscope, I, on the other hand, definitely do.